These are my favorite fights at every single weight class in UFC history. Starting off with flyweight, I thought about Figueiredo Moreno 1, I thought about Figueiredo Moreno 2, but after watching this Brandon Royval versus Joshua Van fight, I really think this takes the top spot, one of the greatest fights I've ever seen. Bantamweight, I'm going to give an honorable mention to Peter Yan versus Corey Sandhagen and also Cody Garbrandt versus Dominic Cruz, but my personal favorite of all time was Sean O'Malley versus Peter Yan. My only issue with this fight is I think they got the decision wrong. Featherweight, I'm going with Conor McGregor versus Chad Mendes. This is my favorite Conor McGregor fight of all time. The intensity was just so high, it was back and forth. Mendes had a good first round, but they kind of gassed out, and McGregor got a great KO at the end. 155, I'm going with my favorite one-round fight of all time. That is Charles Oliveira versus Justin Gaethje. In just like 4 minutes, it felt like we got 5 rounds worth of action. If you want to show somebody a quick one-round fight to get them into the UFC, show them this fight. Welterweight, I thought about Usman versus Colby 1. I thought about Hamzat versus Gilbert Burns, but I got to give the nod to Conor McGregor versus Nate Diaz 2. One of the all-time classic great fights. And also Rory McDonald versus Robbie Lawler is obviously up there too. For middleweight, I thought maybe I'd go with one of Anderson Silva's crazy finishes, but in terms of a back-and-forth bout, you can't go wrong with Kelvin Gastelum versus Israel Adesanya. One fight of the year, one of the best fights I've ever seen. For 205, I know a lot of people will pick John Jones versus Alexander Gustafsson, but in my opinion, the greatest 205 fight of all time by a pretty clear margin is Glover Teixeira versus Yuri Prochazka. Glover Teixeira had this in the bag, then with like 40 seconds left, Yuri Prochazka gets a great submission. This was one of my favorite fights ever. At heavyweight, I'm going with Ciryl Gane versus Tai Tuivasa. I went into this fight expecting Ciryl Gane to point his way to a pretty boring decision, but this turned out to be an all-out barn burner. Tai Tuivasa actually put up a great performance of himself, and Ciryl Gane got the late knockout. I love this fight. Let me know what your favorite fights are for each weight class. Let me know what I got right, what I got wrong, what I forgot about. Put it in the comments below.